How to spot an evil person. Good morning, champions of life. Today we're diving into something we don't often talk about, but we must how to recognize toxic, harmful, or outright evil people in your life. Because let's face it, the wrong person can derail your dreams, drain your energy, and keep you stuck in the mud of mediocrity. But here's the deal, you have the power to spot them and keep your life on track. We're here to rise above, to build an unstoppable life. And to do that, we need to develop awareness, not paranoia, but the sharp, clear awareness of who belongs in your life and who doesn't. I'll walk you through 7 powerful keys to spot these energy vampires, manipulators, and dream crushers so you can reclaim your power and keep moving forward. Let's go. Their words don't match their actions. One of the biggest giveaways of a toxic person is inconsistency. They talk big, make promises, and paint pretty pictures, but when it's time to deliver, nothing. Actions, my friends, reveal the truth. Always pay attention to what people do, not just what they say. They thrive on chaos. Ever notice someone who always seems to stir the pot? They bring drama wherever they go, creating conflicts, gossip, and tension. Why? Because chaos gives them control. If someone thrives on chaos, don't let them wreak havoc in your life. They use guilt to manipulate. An evil person knows how to twist your emotions. They'll play the victim, make you feel like you owe them something, or use guilt to control your decisions. Don't give them that power. Stand firm and own your boundaries. They envy your growth. If someone feels threatened by your success, they'll try to hold you back. They won't celebrate your wins. They'll downplay them, mock them, or even sabotage them. True allies push you forward. Watch out for those who pull you down. They exploit your vulnerabilities. We all have weaknesses, but toxic people will exploit them. They'll find where you're most vulnerable and use it against you. But here's the kicker, when you know your weaknesses, they lose their power. Work on yourself and their grip fades. They avoid accountability. An evil person will never admit fault. They'll dodge responsibility, shift blame, and refuse to acknowledge their mistakes. If someone can't own up to their actions, they'll drag you into their mess. Don't let them. They isolate you from positivity. The most dangerous trait of an evil person. They'll try to isolate you from people who love and uplift you. Why? Because they know your power multiplies with the right tribe. Guard your circle fiercely and keep the positive forces close. Closing, trust your instincts. Here's the truth deep down. You already know when someone isn't good for you. Feel it in your gut, your heart, your energy. Don't ignore those signals. Your intuition is a gift, a built-in compass guiding you toward a better life. The world is filled with good people, champions, and allies. Surround yourself with those who lift you higher, and never be afraid to walk away from anyone who doesn't align with your vision of greatness. Remember, you are the architect of your life. Protect your energy, guard your dreams, and keep moving forward with strength, clarity, and purpose. You've got this. Let's go. If you'd like any adjustments to the tone or focus, let me know. Their words don't match their actions. Actions speak louder than words. You've heard it before, but let's drill down into what that really means. Some people are incredible talkers. They've got the gift of gab, the charm, the ability to make you feel like they're going to change the world. And maybe you want to believe them because their words align with your hopes and dreams, but here's the deal, words are easy. Anyone can say what you want to hear. The real question is, do their actions match their promises? Think about it. You've likely encountered someone who made a grand declaration, I've got your back, or I'll be there for you, and then when the moment of truth arrived, where were they? Nowhere to be found. This isn't just a red flag, it's a billboard flashing danger ahead, because people who can't align their actions with their words will erode your trust and your energy. The gap between someone's words and their actions is where deception lives. This is where manipulation takes root. It's where they try to convince you that their intentions are pure while their behavior tells a completely different story. So ask yourself, are you paying attention to what they do, or are you too caught up in what they say? Here's the trap. We often excuse bad behavior because we want to believe the best in people. We tell ourselves, oh, they're just busy, or they didn't mean to let me down. But the truth is, consistent actions reveal character. If someone repeatedly lets you down, it's not a mistake, it's a pattern. And patterns don't lie. Patterns are the truth about who someone is, not who they pretend to be. That's why you've got to develop the skill of observing, not just listening. Listening without observing is like navigating without a map. You're setting yourself up to get lost. Don't confuse charm for integrity. Charm can be a mask. Integrity is unshakable. It's built into someone's DNA. And you know how you spot it? Through repeated, consistent, aligned actions. A person with integrity doesn't just tell you they care, they show you through their decisions, their efforts, and their follow-through. The moment you see someone breaking their word, you have two choices: call it out or step away. But here's the critical part: don't ignore it. Ignoring inconsistency is like ignoring termites in your foundation. It'll erode the trust and stability of your relationship over time. Evil people thrive on broken promises. Why? Because when they fail to deliver, they hope you'll lower your expectations. And when you lower your expectations, you give them more control. It's a subtle game, but it's powerful. And the only way to win is not to play. Start asking yourself this: who in my life consistently shows up? Who keeps their word, even when it's inconvenient? These are your true allies, the ones who deserve your time and energy. The rest, let them go. Remember, trust isn't given, it's earned. And when someone earns it, they protect it like a treasure. But when someone abuses it, they don't deserve a place in your life. Now, I'm not saying people can't make mistakes, we all do. But the difference is in how they respond. Do they own their mistakes and correct them? Or do they make excuses and keep disappointing you? That's the litmus test. The world is filled with people who will promise you the moon and deliver nothing. Don't get fooled by the packaging. Look for substance. Look for follow-through. Look for the person who doesn't just talk about the climb, but actually takes the steps to the summit. And here's the ultimate truth: when someone's actions and words are aligned, they don't just earn your trust, they inspire you to be better too, because integrity is contagious. Surround yourself with those who live it and watch how your life transforms. They thrive on chaos. Chaos is their playground. They live for the drama, the arguments, the messy situations. Why? Because chaos gives them power. When everything is in turmoil, they feel in control. It's like quicksand. They create confusion and conflict, then position themselves as the only one who can save you. But let me tell you something: you don't need their version of help. You need clarity, stability, and peace, none of which they want you to have. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who seems to have a problem with everyone? They're always complaining about a coworker, a friend, or a family member. They carry tension with them like luggage. And here's the kicker: they're usually the common denominator in every conflict. That's no coincidence. Evil people stir chaos because it distracts you from their true intentions. When you're busy dealing with the drama they create, you don't have time to see the bigger picture. You don't have time to notice how they're manipulating situations or pulling strings behind the scenes. Chaos is their smokescreen. You've got to develop a radar for this. Pay attention to how you feel around certain people. Does someone always leave you feeling drained, anxious, or on edge? That's your body telling you something. It's your instinct warning you that this person thrives in negativity. Here's the truth: good people bring peace, not chaos. They make you feel grounded, not uprooted. They help you focus on solutions, not problems. If someone consistently brings disruption into your life, it's time to evaluate why they're there. But let's not stop at awareness. Let's talk about action. How do you protect yourself from chaos bringers? First, don't engage. When someone tries to pull you into their drama, step back. Don't take the bait. Chaos needs fuel to thrive, and your participation is that fuel. Next, set clear boundaries. People who thrive on chaos hate boundaries because it limits their ability to control you. But boundaries are your best friend. They're not about shutting people out. They're about protecting your energy and your focus. You've also got to surround yourself with people who bring positivity. The more you fill your life with peacemakers, the less room there is for chaos bringers. It's like a garden. When you plant flowers, there's less space for weeds to grow. And here's the thing: chaos thrives in uncertainty. That's why you need a strong sense of self. When you know who you are, what you stand for, and where you're going, chaos can't shake you. It might rattle you, but it won't break you. Remember, not every storm is sent to clear your path. Some storms are sent by people who want to see you stumble. Your job is to recognize the difference and keep moving forward. If you're dealing with someone who thrives on chaos, ask yourself this: what are they getting out of it? Are they trying to control you, distract you? manipulate you. Once you see their game, you can stop playing. The ultimate power move, staying calm in the midst of their chaos. When they throw a storm at you, stand firm. Don't react. Don't let their whirlwind pull you in. Your peace is your power. Chaos bringers want to keep you in their orbit because it benefits them. But the moment you step out of their storm, they lose their grip. And that's when you reclaim your energy, your focus, and your life. They use guilt to manipulate. Guilt is their weapon of choice. They know exactly how to twist your emotions to get what they want. They'll make you feel like you owe them something, like you're responsible for their happiness, or worse, their problems. And if you're not careful, you'll find yourself bending over backward to please them, even when it's at your own expense. Manipulators are masters of guilt because they know it's one of the most powerful emotions. It's hardwired into us to want to fix things, to make amends, to seek harmony. But here's the truth: you are not responsible for someone else's toxic behavior. Let's break it down. Have you ever had someone say things like, after everything I've done for you, or if you really cared about me, you'd do this? That's guilt manipulation in action. They're not asking, they're demanding, and they're using guilt to push you into compliance. The first step to breaking free is recognizing it. You've got to call it what it is: manipulation, control, emotional blackmail. When you name it, you take away some of its power. You bring it into the light, and things that thrive in the dark can't survive in the light. But here's where it gets tricky. Manipulators are often people you care about: family, friends, coworkers. That's why their tactics work. They know you don't want to hurt them or let them down, and they exploit that compassion for their own gain. What do? You start by setting boundaries. Boundaries are not walls, they're bridges to healthy relationships. They let people know where your limits are and what's acceptable. And when someone crosses those limits, it's a sign they don't respect you. You've got to learn to say no without guilt. This is hard, especially if you've been conditioned to be a people pleaser. But saying no isn't selfish, it's self-care. It's recognizing that your time, energy, and mental health are just as important as anyone else's. And here's a game changer: stop justifying your no. Manipulators love to argue with your reasons, so don't give them any. A simple, firm "I can't do that" is enough. You don't owe anyone an explanation for protecting your boundaries. The moment you stop responding to guilt manipulation, you take back your power. You show them that their tactics don't work on you anymore. And while they may push back at first, eventually they'll learn that you're not someone who can be controlled. Ask yourself this: who in your life makes you feel guilty more often than they make you feel supported? That's not love, and it's not respect, it's manipulation, and you deserve better. Start surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, not those who weigh you down with guilt. When you fill your life with authentic relationships, there's no room for toxic ones. Your life is your responsibility. Your happiness is your responsibility. Don't let someone else's guilt trip derail your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. They envy your growth. Growth is one of life's greatest blessings. When you're evolving, achieving, and stepping into your potential, you feel alive. But not everyone celebrates your growth. Some people see your progress and feel threatened by it. And that's where envy creeps in. Envy is a subtle poison. It starts as a spark of jealousy, but it doesn't stop there. Instead of inspiring them to improve themselves, it drives them to hold you back. Because here's the truth: your growth shines a spotlight on their stagnation, and that makes them uncomfortable. Have you ever shared a win with someone, and instead of congratulating you, they dismissed it? Maybe they said, "Oh, that's not a big deal," or made a joke at your expense. That's envy talking. They can't celebrate your success because it reminds them of their own lack of effort. These people might not come at you directly. Instead, they'll plant seeds of doubt. "Are you sure that's the right path for you?" they'll ask. Or, "Don't you think you're getting ahead of yourself?" These aren't questions, they're attempts to make you second guess your progress. Here's the dangerous part: if you're not careful, their envy can seep into your mind. You start questioning your abilities, your goals, your worth. But let me remind you of something: you don't need anyone's permission to grow. Your journey is yours, not theirs. It's not your job to dim your light to make others comfortable. You weren't put on this earth to play small. You're here to rise, to thrive, to become the best version of yourself. And if your growth makes someone uncomfortable, that's their issue, not yours. Now, I'm not saying cut people off at the first sign of jealousy. Sometimes envy is just a sign that someone is struggling with their own insecurities. But here's the line: when their envy turns into sabotage, when they start actively trying to hold you back, that's when you need to draw a boundary. Protect your dreams like they're sacred, because they are. Your vision, your goals, your hard work, they're worth defending. And if someone can't respect that, they don't deserve a front row seat in your life. The beautiful thing about growth is that it attracts the right people. When you're growing, you'll find others who are on a similar journey. They'll cheer for you, support you, and push you to keep going. These are your people. Ask yourself this: who in my life celebrates my wins as if they're their own? These are the ones to keep close. And who seems to shrink when I shine? These are the ones you need to distance yourself from. Remember, envy is not about you, it's about them. It's a reflection of their own fears and insecurities. Don't let their struggles become your burden. Stay focused on your path. Every step you take toward your dreams is a victory, not just for you, but for the world. Because when you grow, you inspire others to do the same. You give them permission to rise. So keep growing, keep shining, and let their envy be the fuel that propels you even higher. Because the only thing more powerful than envy is unstoppable growth. They exploit your vulnerabilities. Vulnerability is strength. It's the courage to be authentic, to show up as your true self, flaws and all. But here's the hard truth: not everyone will honor your vulnerability. Some people will see it as an opportunity to manipulate and control you. These people are experts at finding your weak spots. They listen closely, not to understand you, but to use what you share against you. Maybe you've confided in them about a fear, a failure, or a mistake. And instead of supporting you, they twist it to their advantage. It starts subtly. They might joke about your insecurities, brush off your concerns, or bring up your past mistakes at the worst times. But over time, it becomes a pattern. They exploit your vulnerabilities to keep you small, to make you doubt yourself, to maintain power over you. The first step to breaking free is recognizing this behavior for what it is: emotional exploitation. It's not love, it's not care, it's control, pure and simple. And you deserve better. Here's the good news: you can take back your power. It starts with self-awareness. When you know your vulnerabilities, you take away their weapon. You transform your weaknesses into strengths by owning them fully. No one can use your story against you when you're no longer ashamed of it. So embrace your past, your flaws, your fears. They're part of what makes you human, and they don't define your worth or your future. Next, pay attention to how people treat your vulnerability. Do they honor it or do they exploit it? True friends will protect your heart. Manipulators will see it as an opportunity. Learn the difference. And here's a game changer: set boundaries around what you share. Vulnerability doesn't mean oversharing. It's about being real, not reckless. Share your heart with those who've earned your trust, not with anyone who's just curious. You've also got to build your inner strength. The stronger you are on the inside, the less others can exploit you. Develop your self-confidence, your resilience, your belief in yourself. Because when you know your worth, no one can make you feel small. Ask yourself this: who in my life makes me feel safe to be vulnerable? These are your people. And who makes me regret opening up? These are the ones you need to step away from. Your vulnerabilities are not weaknesses, they're gifts. They connect you to others, make you relatable, and give you depth. Don't let anyone twist them into something they're not. When you own your story, you become unstoppable. Because the moment you stop hiding, you start shining. And no one can take that light away from you. Keep your heart open, but guard it wisely. Surround yourself with those who lift you up, not those who tear you down. And remember, your power lies not in being invulnerable, but in being unapologetically real. They avoid accountability. Accountability is the cornerstone of integrity. It's what separates those who are truly committed to their words and actions from those who simply play the game. Evil people, however, will do everything in their power to dodge accountability. They'll shift blame, make excuses, and create distractions to avoid owning their mistakes. Think about it: when was the last time someone in your life took full responsibility for their actions? Did they own up to their mistakes, apologize, and work to make things right? Or did they point fingers, deflect, and pretend it wasn't their fault? That's the difference between someone with true character and someone who thrives on manipulation. When someone can't admit their mistakes, it's a sign of deep insecurity. They're afraid of being exposed, so they build a facade instead of owning their truth. They might deflect by saying, "I didn't mean to," or "you misunderstood me." These are just tactics to keep you off balance and prevent them from facing the consequences of their actions. You see, accountability requires courage. It means facing the music, accepting the consequences, and making amends. But for the evil-minded, admitting fault is an admission of weakness. They want to appear strong and in control, even if it means dragging others down with them. This avoidance can be insidious. It can create a culture of blame that spreads like wildfire. Suddenly you're questioning your own reality. Am I the one overreacting, you ask yourself, while they sit back and let you carry the emotional weight? That's manipulation at its finest. Recognizing this behavior is crucial. You've got to ask yourself, how do they react when things go wrong? Do they take responsibility and look for solutions? Or do they play the victim and pass the blame? When you see this pattern, it's a huge red flag. What do? Set your own standards of accountability. Be someone who owns their mistakes and learns from them. When you take responsibility for your actions, you set an example for others. And you create an environment where accountability is the norm, not the exception. If someone constantly avoids accountability, it's time to distance yourself. You don't need that kind of toxicity in your life. Surround yourself with those who can admit when they're wrong and work to fix it. These are the people who will help you grow and become better. You should also learn to stand firm in your truth. When someone tries to deflect blame onto you, call it out. This isn't my fault, I did my part by doing this. You reinforce your boundaries and show them that their manipulative tactics won't work on you. Accountability isn't about perfection, it's about growth. It's about learning from mistakes and making sure you don't repeat them. So don't be afraid to own your journey, the good and the bad. Ask yourself who in my life demonstrates accountability and who consistently avoids it. This will help you identify who deserves a spot in your circle. When you embrace accountability, you create a culture of trust and respect. You empower others to take responsibility, and you build stronger relationships. Because when everyone plays by the same rules, everyone wins. Remember, true strength lies in vulnerability. When you can admit you're wrong, you're demonstrating incredible courage. So stand tall, own your actions, and choose to surround yourself with those who do the same. They isolate you from positivity. Isolation is a powerful tool for manipulation. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book. Evil people know that if they can isolate you from your support network, they can control you more easily. They'll start subtly sowing seeds of doubt about the people in your life who truly care about you.